We are here. We're talking about Endgame. This is spoiler full. We've got Captain Kirk in the mix. You may remember him from our Plopcast of days
What's going
past.
on, guys?
And also
Throw up that lower third, please.
T-Bone is in the mix. So if you want to follow Kirk at, is it the Kirk FM?
It's the Kirk FM.
The Kirk FM.
Because I had to put the in it.
Yeah.
Because every variation of Kirk FM was taken. I don't know why.
Yes.
But yeah.
So I thought that we
right.
should start off by looking at our Avengers Endgame memes.
Man, these Avengers Endgame ads are everywhere.
Fucking advertising, man.
Right there.
That's amazing.
Marketing.
Yeah, that's some A+ marketing.
Okay, this is Endgame spoilers without context.
Endgame spoilers without context.
Yeah.
And I'm already tearing up on a couple of these.
Right. There's these are all really good.
So
I really like the middle one a lot. Mm-hmm. That one's a good
America's ass.
one. America's ass.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of the tacos.
The taco scene was hilarious.
Tacos are great.
That was really good.
In fact, I think that's what we're going to do now with my friends. We just send each other like a picture of 2 tacos. Just to kind of like, hey, dude.
Hey.
Yeah.
I love you.
That's what we've been doing.
Here's some tacos. Here's a picture of some tacos.
So the rat, did you notice the rat scene? Because I sort of missed that.
The rat was on the control panel.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was that accident was the 14,605,000 whatever scenario.
Right.
Where he brought him back.
Was that?
The rat's officially an Avenger now.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Rat saved the day.
You don't get the taco one. The taco one was when what's-his-face was trying to eat a taco.
Ant-Man, yeah.
Ant-Man was trying to eat a taco, and then
The jet came down,
The jet came down and blew all the stuff out of his taco, and then the Hulk came up and gave him another taco because he's like such a cool guy.
Oh. I love you 3000. That's the one that's kicking
3000.
everyone.
Yeah, on Twitter, people were saying that a lot.
Yeah. Oh,
Which
that'll
is great.
be
That really caught on.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. That's...
Oh, there's a thing about the 3000 too. That is a
What?
possible scenario.
What?
That it's a deeper meaning than just "I love you 3000." Is that if you add up the runtime of all 22 Marvel movies,
Shut
it
up.
ends at 3000 minutes.
Fuck
Shut
off.
up.
Yes.
Stupid. Get out of here. No, it doesn't.
Someone fact check that.
Yeah, right. Somebody fact check that. Yeah. What's the ass for? It's America's ass. It's America's ass.
Probably the funniest joke in the movie.
I like it. So it's
the
like,
rat-
oh, Captain America's ass.
The
Yeah,
rat
nailed
opened
it.
the gate. Thor had a beer belly. Is the kid supposed to be Ant-Man or something?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Yeah, that's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, tacos, America's ass. The Hulk
Stairs.
had to take the stairs. Nat and Clint on the edge of the cliff. I love you 3000. What are the burgers?
The burgers were when Happy was talking to Tony Stark's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
the
like,
Alki
she was like, I want a
Yeah.
hamburger. Yeah.
everyone in the
Yes.
movie theater bathrooms after watching Endgame.
Okay, so I pulled in a meme that was this same idea, but why is that just suddenly?
Does not have the power to like.
No,
Yeah, Davey. This was Davey.
Yeah, this was by Davy's Sock Rocker.
Yeah.
It was really funny. It was my favorite one.
We loved your. Meme,
I'll fix it in YouTube. Let's just pretend we saw it and it was really funny. Oh my god.
Whoa, that was really good.
Fix it in post.
Great job, Davey. Yeah. You just watched Avengers Endgame and the stress of avoiding spoilers is gone. Yes.
I can finally rest and watch the sun rise on a grateful universe.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't understand people who.
I was afraid of seeing spoilers because we saw it on Friday.
Yeah.
And other people, your sister saw it before us.
Yeah.
This is somebody who I went through all this trouble to avoid getting spoilers. Putting it on the
Not
social
open.
media.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Like I didn't get on YouTube that day.
Well, it's like, don't. You know what's going to happen, so just don't get on there. My life after watching Avengers Endgame. You sent this one to me.
This was me the last 2 days waiting to come on here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I haven't. I've had to not.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me plug
So
that.
today's Avengers Endgame review is sponsored by Pendico. Throw the Pendico up, please.
Pendico is a company that infuses CBD with many awesome products such as incense, candles, lip balms, bath bombs,
Candles like the ones we have.
candles,
Right here.
pain and muscle rubs. So CBD is the non-psychoactive component found in marijuana. You will not fail a drug test. It does not get you high. However, it does have an anti-inflammatory effect and also has a nice chill anti-anxiety effect. It just kind of mellows you out a little bit. You can use CBG19 at your cash register, get 20% off. So,
And now
use
back
code
to
CBG.
Endgame review.
19. All right, guys.
We're trying to pull off something damn near impossible.
The world has spoken.
No fears, no regrets. Part of the journey is the end.
Avengers Endgame is a one-of-a-kind cinematic experience. Oh, yeah! The mold has been broken.
This is the fight of our lives. Thank God I'm here.
Avengers
Actual review of Avengers Endgame.
What were your first impressions?
Yeah, you're right. We
Like,
skipped
what
over
is
that.
this? What I mean, when you walked out of this thing,
Oh, first impressions leaving the
like
film.
what was like, oh shit, was this?
I was okay going into this. I had no doubts that it was going to be fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. I felt like it pretty much was fucking awesome.
Right.
It pushed all the buttons I wanted to push. You know, like they know what they're. It's like a competent lover. You know, who you've been doing this for a little while. You've had a few tussles
Right.
before. You kind of figured each other out, and they just know what they're doing.
Right.
And they just knew what they were doing. They gave me what I wanted, and I was like, all right, cool, thanks.
Kirk, what did you think?
Thanks.
My first thought when it came out, aside from the fact that I was a fucking blubbering mess, was holy shit, they did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did it.
They did it.
They really did it.
Like,
they really did it.
they really did it.
They really connected all of these movies, all of these characters, gave everybody their moment.
Yeah.
You know, like
And-
everything. Oh my
And
god.
every time we do one of these things where it's like 3 hours and everyone's going to get their character moment, my first thought is, fuck, the editing's going to suck.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe how well edited this film was, especially to the
Yeah.
point where you find out that, well, we actually cut some stuff. Like, really?
Yeah, it was
Because
extremely well paced.
Oh,
yeah,
it
it
was
was-
so well paced.
I've never seen 3 hours. I mean, when
It
we
just
started
went
hitting into
by.
the third act,
Yeah.
I'm checking my watch like, oh shit, we're there.
Yeah.
Like, I had no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, no, it went by very quickly. I didn't feel like, oh man, I've been sitting here forever. When the fuck is this going to wrap up? Like, it wasn't like, it didn't have that Lord of the Rings ending where it ends 10 times.
Just
and you're
fucking
and you're like,
end.
all right, bro,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? You know, it didn't have
And
that whole thing
everything
going on.
hit perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn then?
Yeah,
Yes.
go for
Okay,
it.
so my impression of the movie was that it was perfect. It was beyond what I expected it to be. Like, I'm not one of those people that likes to like imagine what a movie's going to be. Like, I feel like that takes the fun out of it because you inevitably might imagine something that's much better. So when I'm really looking forward to a movie now, because I used to do that when I was young.
Right.
Like I imagined that The Lost World was going to be the best movie ever, and then it supremely disappointed me, and I never did that again. And anyway, but this blew me away, and I wasn't expecting to have the emotional reaction that I had after the movie was over.
Right.
Like, the mark for me of a good movie is when you leave the theater and the next day you're still thinking about it. You're not trying to think about it. It just won't leave your mind.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
we saw it early in the day at 4 o'clock, and all day I was just like, I couldn't
it was
stop
almost
thinking
like-
about it.
I mean, the closest I can get to it, and for me, just so you guys understand like where I'm coming from as far as like this is what I like about film. I really do feel like Fury Road, Mad Max is the closest I've ever gotten to a perfect film. And Jurassic Park was the first movie that I left that with like wonder.
Yeah.
And when did I see Jurassic Park? When I was like 12, 13?
Yeah.
Totally.
I am old. And I walked out of Endgame like, at any second, Cap is going to hop out from behind the tree and save my life because that's how real that movie felt to me.
Yeah.
No, you're
Like,
totally
it's-
comparing it to Jurassic Park as far as feelings go.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was 13 and I saw that, and I saw that in the theater 7 times that year.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
was like the highlight movie of my youth.
It
Well,
did it.
we've had these characters for, or not all of them, but I mean at least Tony for like what 10 years?
10 plus.
11
11.
years? 11
Yeah.
years?
Since 2008.
So I mean we've had these characters, a lot of them for many
Here you go.
many
I
years.
pulled in the library right here.
There we go.
Yeah, we got Iron Man. It all started with Iron Man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to just see like after 21. This is the 21st film.
22nd.
22nd.
22nd, which is interesting. It's a master builder number. Interesting that we ended
Ooh.
on 22 for
Okay.
this. Yeah, it's just like it's such a cool serial live action format that it's just like. I like to think about how when I was growing up, the cartoon series got me into reading the comic books.
Right.
For X-Men?
Yeah, because that was like back then they were like they couldn't do it CGI live action stuff. I mean, they didn't have the technology for that, but they could absolutely animate it. And that was taking something from the page and then making something like moving out of it, something living out of it,
Right.
like even another iteration of it. And so that led me to the comic books. This generation, they've gone a level further. So instead of it just being two-dimensional cartoons, now it's three-dimensional live-action CGI, crazy festival of amazing lights in your eyeballs.
Right.
And these movies are going to, lead a bunch of people, kids like me, to the comic books.
I think so.
And
Especially considering so many moments, so many key moments in this movie, I can tell you're straight from the comic books.
Yeah, and I like to be a part of this. Is like that's the next wave of people who are going to come in, and the next wave of artists and writers that are going to end up writing these characters are going to they're going to get into comics because they watch these movies.
Right.
Like these movies are going to affect them so powerfully that it's going to change their lives.
That's
like some
that's
children's
why
lives.
my failed meme, which wasn't a meme, but I did show a picture of someone because there was multiple people on Twitter talking about. I was 13 when these movies came out, and I'm 23 now, and I was like, oh wow, 20. That's a big time in your life.
Totally. That's a huge time in your life.
Especially
it's a very
because like you're still figuring out who you are, and you're trying to figure out your emotions, and there's
totally.
like these movies will become a baseline for you as far as that stuff
they're
is concerned.
done really well. You know, I mean, they're interconnected very well. Not all of them are winners. Certainly, some of the Marvel movies are better than others.
I mean, but even like the worst Marvel film is still like way better than whatever came out that month.
Yeah, right.
know?
I mean, they've been really on point. Like they have a lot more hits than misses. You know, a lot more hits than misses.
I absolutely think that after seeing this last movie, this is a huge accomplishment in all of cinema.
Yeah.
To take this many films and tie it together in a story that is very satisfying.
Yeah, it's never been done on this
Guys,
scale
I mean,
before.
as of when we're filming this, do you know what the full total worldwide intake has been for this film?
No.
1.2 billion.
Yeah, I knew
Over
the billion
one
was
weekend?
coming up.
It's destroyed
over
everything.
One weekend.
It's destroyed every
This is gonna
record.
make $2 billion. Gonna make
Easy.
$2
Oh wow!
billion.
And I heard, is it still 350 million in America alone?
Alone.
Wow.
That's
I remember
like-
back when Spider-Man came out, and they were like,
crazy.
"That's the most ever." Was like 190.
You know, that's like, we're going to try to land on the moon, and you found yourself on fucking Mars.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
That's how one reviewer I
So
read
it's
put
probably
it.
going to blow Avatar away, which was
God, I hope so.
3 billion.
Fucking
Jesus.
James Cameron, just give it up.
And then James Cameron will come back with Avatar 2 and
nobody
win the
gives a
trophy again.
fuck about Avatar.
Just kidding.
One of the things I also took away from this is that something I've loved about the Marvel films going into this is that they are all low-key a masterclass on film genre. So, like, the Ant-Man films are heist films, and
Here we go, right here. Exactly what you're talking about.
Like,
Winter Soldier is an espionage,
espionage
movie.
film.
Yeah. Hold
that up.
So, you know, the
That's my
Spider-Man-
favorite one, by the way.
Like, yeah, Spider-Man. Oh, it's minus Winter Soldier also. Spider-Man
Pretty
is a
good.
John Hughes film.
Pretty good.
Thanks, Tyson.
You know,
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, totally.
yeah.
when they start going back in, again, spoilers, guys. When they start going back in time and they figure out where the Soul Stones are and they're putting their teams together, and you're kind of revisiting these films along with the Avengers.
Yeah.
It's the first time I got to see the MCU really kind of pat itself on the back and really kind of celebrate itself.
Yeah.
Like, it was the first time, like,
Totally.
these guys went back and went, look what we fucking did, guys.
Yeah.
Because now, like, there's film genre, and, like, Marvel's kind of created their own genre of film now.
Yeah, I mean, they're the actors that they've picked. Like, a lot of the casting is just so good, and it's just like you really fall in love with these characters, because that's for me what comics has always been about. Is like falling. It's not about saving the world. It's not about whatever fucking big bad is this week. To me, it's like because I love the characters, I fall in love with them, and so these castings and these characters and these actors, it's just like so cool. Like, it's just you really feel like they're your bros,
And that's why I
like,
think that we all felt so much emotions at the end of this, because we've built a real relationship over a decade of our lives with these characters. So when they pass or retire,
Yeah, and I keep.
We really
I mean, I really please, chat. We are going to spoil. Like, we keep.
Oh, spoilers are already on. By the
Yeah,
way.
just want to let you guys know that. I saw someone get mad at me. I'm like, oh, we've been saying this for a while. We're gonna spoil the shit out of
You're
this.
spoiling it, dude.
Yeah,
Okay. So what's next? You want to talk about the actual movie now?
Yeah,
Or more feelings?
go for it.
And we'll end on more feelings.
Yeah.
yeah. Trust me,
Okay.
the feelings will land tonight.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of feels in here.
Yeah.
So going into this movie, we all assumed that this movie was going to be like, oh, we got to get Thanos and get the glove off of him and like do that. And it's going to take the whole movie to get him and this whole thing. But instead, we had a really great thing where they find him pretty quickly and chops head off. And they're like, oh, the stones are gone.
Just kidding. The movie's not 3 hours. It's about 22 minutes. That's
Right.
it.
You're like, whoa, this
Yeah.
is not what I expected. I was not expecting that whole thing, which I thought was great. It was a pleasant surprise. I'm glad that it wasn't what I kind of, the straightforward thing I thought it was going to be.
Right.
I was into that. Also, then it cuts like 5 years later after Captain Marvel shows up and they're like, okay, we're going to go chop his head off or go kick his ass. And then he's like, oh, I already exploded the stones. And then, okay, cut to 5 years later.
Well, I loved
Right.
how the movie portrayed how each individual character had moved on in different ways. Like
Yeah.
Hawkeye decided, my family's dead. I'm going to go seek revenge and beat
Well,
up all
I mean,
the
he
bad guys.
goes full Ronin
Right.
in this.
Yeah.
Right. Hulk incorporates his
Yeah,
self
he
with
figures
his
himself
anger
out.
self.
He figures
right?
himself out, and he has control over his
Thor.
shit now.
Thor.
Thor's a mess. He's
Right.
drunk
He
and
loses
fat.
it, becomes a
and
gamer.
He's like giving up on himself, and he's
Yeah.
just having a really hard time. Yeah,
Which was hilarious.
it was really cute. I liked his Lebowski look. I was super into his
I mean,
cute Lebowski look.
Stark is calling him Lebowski in the film.
Yeah, and I mean he did. He
Which
won
is funny
that
because
fight.
Jeff Bridges plays a character in the MCU also.
Yeah.
In Iron Man 1.
Oh, that's right. He plays Obadiah Stane.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Tony Stark starts a family and has a daughter.
Yes.
Okay,
And he
well,
gets
I
to
think
have that experience.
So
How do
the
you wanna-
introduction of Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Just again from personal experience, Captain Marvel, I was very whelmed. I didn't think it was like
Right.
again. It's like that was
You were
a
whelmed.
passable film. That was whelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was our
But-
consensus too. That the story was good,
Yeah.
but Brie Larson, not very likable. And in this movie, I was just kind of like, okay, I'm just going to accept her as the bitchy Superman.
Well, and it's okay
Yeah.
if she's
Yeah,
going
and
to
she
be
was
like
fine.
bitchy Superman and unlikable, but like just like make that her character where it's like she's bitchy Superman
Yeah,
and
and I
unlikable.
Just
and
go
I
with
almost
it.
feel like they
Just
kind
go
of
with it,
yeah.
which is
I think
fine.
they almost kind of figure out like fuck, we may have made her too strong,
Well-
and she's too much of an like Deus Ex.
Well,
and
I feel like in this movie
Yeah.
they did just make her bitchy Superman, and they just went with it, and like I was okay with it.
Right.
I don't feel like they overused her in this movie.
no, I think
No.
they really held back, and that made it
'Cause you were worried about that.
better.
Yeah, I was like really
I really
worried.
was.
I
You were worried
was-
about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, please,
Yeah.
like,
And I loved her short hair.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the Carol Danvers
Make
haircut.
Carol a lesbian.
Just do it.
Just do it. I tweeted about it because there was this thing of her saying like there needs to be more LGBTQ diversity, which is essentially her code from saying she wants to make her character a lesbian.
yeah?
Why not?
And Carol Danvers in the comics is not. That's not a
not
canon
defined.
thing. But and okay, I get that. Like this isn't like me saying like, oh, I have some agenda, like lesbian agenda, whatever. It's just like it just to me it makes sense for her character.
Just make it gay, you cowards.
She just seems like fucking lesbian, dude. Like I love that idea. I think her and Tessa Thompson, and the fucking Valkyrie, everyone on the internet is already
sorry, but
about
when
that
Tessa is,
relationship.
like,
and Tessa's about
yeah.
it, and Valkyrie is bisexual in the comics.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm
And they
for it.
kind of
I was
hinted at it
surprised.
in the movies, but not enough for me.
I was surprised a lot of
Yeah.
people were really against that idea. I was like, really? Like, it makes more sense, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, she's in the military. Like, she had a female companion, you know? It was like her
This only
co-pilot,
makes
you
sense to me.
know? Like, it just kind of makes sense to me, but whatevs.
Davies Sockrucker said, this is a side note though, if they had cut to her in space trying to get back and struggling in some way, could have made her a little bit more likable. Maybe like, because she talks about having to help other planets. It would have been interesting to maybe portray that.
Okay, can I just say what the fuck was going on with Black Widow's hair?
Her hair, that bothered you?
So that was still growing out from when she bleached it.
I get that because when we see her, like, in the past, she's got
Yeah.
like bleached hair down to here. It's like a bob,
Well,
right?
Right.
But then we see her 5 years later and it's all grown out. But the thing is like, it's like some of it's higher and some of it's lower. And it's like, no, it would just be like.
because I kind of got the impression
didn't make
that
any
she's
sense.
kind of a mess.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's
I get
what
that.
they're...
I get that. It's just the way they portrayed it was like.
You're saying technically the hair growing out
technically,
didn't grow right.
Like, it
okay.
didn't grow right. Like this wig.
You
or whatever
accept
fuck
the
this
idea
is.
of her.
No, I'm down with the idea of her not
Because
giving
she
a
wouldn't
fuck.
care anymore.
Yeah, I get it. I get that. I'm
Who
just
is she
saying
gonna
it
impress?
looked. It didn't. The way that it was in her
Yeah.
hair looked weird. It
I have
wasn't-
a really good
wasn't
explanation
right.
for that.
You always find hair stuff that I don't see at all.
Yeah, the reason they did that was
Yeah.
because
Well, I know all about roots.
Yeah.
So.
no, the reason they did that is because they have never gotten her hair right in any film.
I know,
and you
ever.
cannot get it right now.
How so? What do you mean?
Like,
They've never gotten her fucking hair right. They always give her some weird fucking hair, or it's blonde, or
There's
it's
been
like
some bad wigs,
There's
or
been
it's
some
just
really
been-
bad
yeah.
wigs.
Really?
Like,
Really?
oof,
So
yikes.
it's
yeah, they've
for
never gotten her
consistency
hair right.
issues.
They've never gotten her hair right.
Oh, by the
Okay.
way, I'm sorry. Am I the only one who was expecting more of a body count?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was expecting bodies to like
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah, and
And we
yeah.
had some deaths, but I was like,
but not that many.
But no,
And
I-
that
but
was
I-
like Game of Thrones last night. I thought we were gonna have more bodies drop last night too.
okay, and this is another thing I want to address because like I really want to get into like comic book stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna screw up your name, Crabodes89. Sorry, she's saying the girl power scene, and that's when you see everyone line up. And
Mm-hmm. Oh,
you're gonna
yeah,
give her... So
yeah.
there was a couple of discussions
we
like
had
after we got out.
Okoye and Captain Marvel
Which-
and Scarlet Witch.
Right, and
Yeah.
granted, it's like a super fucking awesome scene,
Oh,
and one of the
totally.
girls that I saw it with was like, I don't know, it was a little too on the nose for me.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't even notice that. There was an
Oh,
all-girl shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe I
during
missed
the
it.
battle. Yeah,
Maybe that was when I walked out.
Spider-Man was like, ah, like he had the glove, and then like
He
like
handed
all,
off to somebody else, and they were like, "Don't worry,
and like we
she's gonna
got
get through."
this, and like there was like Okoye and Scarlet Witch,
Yeah.
and her and
It was the crew.
Captain Marvel, and
Okay.
somebody else.
It's
maybe.
almost like, oh, that's a little too on the nose. I was like, no, that's A-Force.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that was
yeah.
a straight up A-Force
Right.
shout
That
out.
was a little bit of
Oh,
A-Force, but
yeah.
Oblivion Guard has it right. No Dazzler, no A-Force. All right. So until I see Dazzler,
Well, it could totally happen.
By the way, I think they introduced the X-Men and we didn't notice it.
What? How? Where? What are you talking about?
So 5 years later, that first scene, they're having the hologram moment, and she's making her sandwich and being a fucking mess. She talks about the earthquake in the ocean. And they're like, well, we
Oh,
just,
I did catch
just
that
sit
line.
back.
What was that about?
That sounds like Namor, people.
Namor. That's what I was reading. It's Namor.
And I swear to fucking God, I'm like, Marvel, you sons of bitches, you did a
You
rewrite at the very last second,
sons of
and you
bitches.
snuck it in.
Give me that.
And it's low key,
Give
and everyone's like,
me
"You're making too
Namor.
much out of it." I'm like, "No, this movie was
No.
so jam packed, and every line meant fucking something in
Right.
this film."
Give me Namor.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna start with Namor.
Give me Namor.
Well, wasn't he the first mutant?
He's the,
technically?
he's the first mutant.
He's first,
Yeah.
yeah. See you,
Okay.
New York.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Sorry. Oh, I just got chills. I'm like, finally, I was able to tell somebody about that.
Give me that Atlantis, baby.
Well, okay, let's get a little bit more structured. Okay.
Hide your
Before we
wives,
get to
people.
the ending,
Namor's coming.
let's go back to the beginning of the movie. So the first 30, 40 minutes are very like sad and sentimental.
Yeah.
Right. You see
Oh,
Hawkeye's
yeah.
family.
And then we had our first openly gay character, which was like, oof.
One of the Russo brothers
Yeah.
doing a part.
Oof. Not
that
the
was
way to do
fine.
it.
What? That was fine.
Not the way to do it.
It felt shoehorned.
It felt
Explain what you
sh-
mean
it felt
before you
shoehorned.
criticize. Explain what you mean, then criticize. What do you mean?
Well, okay, so they're going around being like, we have our first openly gay character in the MCU,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and there's a headline saying, oh, we have this, and you would naturally think
Which
that
I didn't even think about that being a headline.
you would
anyone
naturally think
pointed out.
that that would mean
Yeah.
like a main character, you know, or something like a character like a fucking superhero. This is what you'd want. What the people who would be interested in this headline would want to see a superhero,
Yeah.
not just some rando in a.
That was the director, by the way.
One
that
of
was one of the Russo brothers.
I don't care. Is he actually gay?
No.
No,
Okay,
but
well
he
then,
was playing
all
a
right.
character.
Well, it's a
So
little weird. It's a little
so
weird.
the people that are
It's a
upset
little
about this
pandering.
are
It's a little weird.
So the people that are upset about that are upset about a clickbait article that
Yes.
said
Yes.
this should have been a main character.
Yeah, well, no, it's like it makes you think like, oh, this is.
It's
gonna
not an
be,
actual
but it's
mistake
not
of
really,
in any way in the movie. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really something to congratulate yourself on either.
Who said he congratulated himself? I'm saying
there
that
was
the
some
article writer.
articles.
I'm saying the article writer
Wow.
wrote that in.
It was a little.
It's just
Not,
to get
that's
people.
not really a gay
heated
character
up.
in the MCU. That's just
No, it's
some
not,
random
but-
guy in the background you'll never see again.
Well, it's a Russo brother, but yes.
But he's
not a
not
random
a
guy.
character. He's
No,
not
he's
a
not.
character
No, he's
who's
not.
going to be a reoccurring character. With
For anyone
fucking
that's upset about
powers,
that, I
who
would
is
say
in the deal.
eventually
who's
you're
a
going
fucking
to get
deal.
that. Most of these characters were created in the 60s. We'll get around to characters that are gay. It's happening. Just be a little bit more patient.
Well, I'm just saying, don't go congratulate yourself on something that's so minor.
Well, I imagine from their point of view, they get criticized about every little thing that they've left out. Like, how come there's not this diversity yet? You know, they'll get around to it.
Yeah, it's called gay baiting. That's what Daniel's saying. Yeah, it was kind of it did feel like gay baiting, and it was lame.
Gay baiting. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good term.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
So-
yeah, it was the guy talking to Cap in the meeting scene.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be Easter egg guy again. Did you
No,
guys?
do it. I didn't look up any Easter eggs. So
Did
please tell me.
you catch Jim Starlin? He's one of the guys in
No.
that. He's the creator of Thanos.
Oh
Where
wow,
was he?
where was he?
Starlin. So
In the
was
meeting.
he was in the meeting. He's
In the
bald gentleman.
self-help club meeting.
And he's like, oh, so what did you guys do? Or I think he was like, so when did you start crying?
Oh.
That was
Oh,
Jim
that's
Starlin,
nice.
the creator
That's
of
great.
Thanos. Yeah.
Anyway, so the first half of the movie is very sentimental and sad, and then the second half,
Mm-hmm.
not second half, but the second act maybe is a
Yeah.
time travel story.
Yeah, time heist.
Right, a time heist,
Yeah.
which I loved. How'd you guys feel about that?
Okay, this is why you invited me on here, and I'm really sorry I'm gonna do this.
Go for it.
Time Heist is the name of a Doctor Who episode that's very popular.
Oh.
And
Okay.
then you've got Karen Gillan in there, who is a former companion. And
Yes.
the second,
Yes.
and I see this a lot because they're just the Marvel writers are just huge Doctor Who fans.
Yeah.
That middle part of the film really starts to play out just like we're gonna write the most fucking epic time traveling story ever.
Yeah.
And how they reset those fucking movies you've read, they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually how it works. And like when you travel back, you've created a new reality, and the time stream splits off.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, I was eating that shit up.
Yeah.
Well, see, that was
Yep.
always something that, looking back on Back to the Future, that you think about and you're like, wait a minute, they just created all these alternate realities that where
Right.
everyone just suffered. Like Marty's girlfriend is just still on that bench, like
Yeah.
waking up in a terrible Biff future. Where,
Right.
You know? So
Yeah.
this was a great solution that they're going to go back, put the stones back, and then those timelines are fine.
Right.
Loved it. Loved it.
I love seeing Tilda again, by the way. I see people talking about Tilda in the
Oh,
chat.
her character was. I mean, the fact that they brought her back is so supreme,
Ah.
and I love the fact that she's so keyed in the fact you're 5 years early.
Yeah.
Steven's still doing surgery.
Right,
She knows.
Right.
She fucking knows.
She's on that shit.
Yeah, that was
She's
great.
so fucking cool.
And when she
if I was
did
anyone in these movies, I'd be that bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's who I want to be.
I love
in
the
Marvel
moment when she knocked
MCU.
Bruce Banner's astral form out of his body.
Yeah,
That
and
was
then he's
dope.
just hassling
Yeah.
her, following her.
Yeah, yeah, because he's just like, well, I'm just gonna grab this, and
Yeah, and she's like, I don't think so, bro.
then he's got to.
I don't think
That was
so.
a great way to incorporate that plot, tying up and explaining that we're gonna put the stones back.
Yeah,
Right, because
totally.
because I'm not gonna lie, when Hulk was trying to explain it, and you're like, oh, by the way, he's explaining it for the audience right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
That's a great way to do exposition. Is that you do it not all at one time in the beginning. You do it while you're telling the story.
right. And so when they did the kind of
Yeah.
the follow up, where like, hey, this is what we're doing, and here's a fucking diagram, so you
Yeah.
can know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
she can make
I needed
diagrams.
that.
Yeah,
So-
that was good. I
And
needed that.
this is every little moment is so genius that I read an article with the screenwriters just like talking about like how they thought about solving little issues like that, and I really admired how they said that they had several drafts and they gave them the people in the crew they'd been working with for years.
Yeah.
And like all kinds of random people, like people that were just like did the sets, had ideas, and they actually used ideas from all and credited the people for like fixing a lot of problems.
Oh, so good.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, it's great that you weren't just no, this is a closed room, it's just us two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so
I
after
might start
the-
crying. Anyways.
Anyway, so then moving from the Tilda Swinton scene,
I love Tilda.
we're in time travel still.
Okay.
Then we go to Asgard.
Oh,
He gets to see his
man.
mom.
Yeah, that was great when
Love
he finally
that.
got the resolution with his mom. He needed to
Yeah.
talk to his mom.
We needed
She gave him
that.
a pep talk. Like he needed some mom therapy.
Oh, but it
time.
was great before that where he was like trying to say, oh no, what's going on? And he breaks down to me like, I'm from the future.
Yeah. Like he can't lie.
And his mom
Look,
knows.
Thor is many things. A liar is not one of them. Just like Thanos,
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
he's not a good liar. That's Loki's department. That's not Thor's department. He's not gonna be able to pull the wool over anybody's fucking eyes. Like that's.
Oh,
not...
and her line where she's like, you can't lie to me, boy. I was
Yeah.
raised by witches.
Right. Yeah. It's like I was raised by witches. Like I already know.
I heard
that.
you laugh at that line.
I know. I want to say that to somebody one day.
Which
I wasn't, but I'd like to say that to somebody.
Well, you can't lie to you either. It's true.
fun moment for
That is
that
true.
scene for me again. I'm going to be the comic book guy. That Rocket is back in his original Abnett
Yeah.
costume from
Yeah.
the original Guardians run.
Oh yeah.
Which I loved.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I had watched this on the second one. I was
Yeah.
like, wait.
Oh yeah.
There's so many little details in the costumes and the sets that you have to like do a freeze frame later to like notice them all.
That's
like
why
this
I
whole
went to go see it
time.
the second time before I
Oh, you've already seen this twice? Wow. All right. Wow.
Yeah, and eat a salad.
Like I didn't notice
told
that
me to eat it.
Stormbreaker, like all the intricate designs in Stormbreaker and how the axe actually works. I didn't even notice it was a stick going down.
Yeah.
It's just like so many things.
Oblivion Guard says, "Where's Adam Warlock?" I bet Adam Warlock will be in the next Guardians.
Guardians 3.
Yeah,
he's gonna be in
At the end of
Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they say, "And now something Cocoon Adam,"
Yeah.
and it ends on that line.
Yeah.
So he's coming.
Oh, I'm glad that Thor got his hammer back too.
Needed that.
He needed
which
that.
that was a gasp moment when he was like,
Yeah.
wait a second. He has that idea, and
He's
you're like,
oh, he figured it out.
Yeah.
that was really good.
Although in the article they were saying, like, does that mean that the Thor that's in that world is denied a hammer, or how's he going to defeat the
doesn't
ether
care.
problem?
Captain
Thor
America
doesn't
leaves with
care.
the hammer
Yeah.
to go put the gems back.
Does he leave with the hammer?
Yep.
Because I didn't notice that. I
Yeah.
thought he should have left the hammer, but he did.
Oh,
Okay.
you did.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
with the
You're
hammer.
right.
Great.
You're right. You're
All
right.
right.
You're right. You're
Problem
right.
solved.
Yeah. Yeah. They fucking.
Did you notice that
but I have
because
a
you saw
lot-
it twice?
I have yes, but I do have a lot of fucking questions because like I know we're jumping ahead here a little bit, but if he had to go back and put all the gems back in their original places,
Yeah, I wanna see
you
that
can
movie, by the way.
You can turn that into a movie.
Yeah.
because like that means you run into Red Skull.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro.
Or
Yeah.
speaking of which, would you run into potentially Loki when he goes off and leaves New York
With the Tesseract.
with the Tesseract? And that's
Well,
going to
that's
be
how- that's
Danica.
how-
You told me.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna have a show, a Loki show on the Disney Plus situation. So now that Loki got loose, that's I assume gonna be the Loki in the Disney show.
and I like the fact that we know how it's going to end.
Right.
With none of it ever happening.
With him just being right back in chains.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loki is a Loki
Alternate
Loki
future.
show.
Sorry, I get excited. I'm like, yes, that. And hold on, but we'll have to go back.
Okay, so moving on from Asgard, what happened next? Can you remember? Kirk, you probably remember better.
Wait, they did.
They go to this. Well, they go to New York to get some stuff, and then you have Captain America fighting himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was great.
good.
Yeah.
America's ass.
That's America's
I've
ass.
got eyes on Loki. Yeah.
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 And then I was like, I can do this all day. And he's like, oh,
I know.
I know. Like, I feel like that's me fighting with myself all the like.
Yeah.
I was like, I know. Just calm down, bitch. Like, you know.
That was fun.
I really like
And
that.
I loved when the younger Captain America got, the jump, the chokehold on him. And he's like, what was the line he used to get out
Bucky's
of the chokehold?
alive.
Bucky's still
Yeah,
alive.
he's like, oh, like,
Yeah.
he knows how to get
Yeah.
himself. That was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, the other people. And thank you for
Oh, and the
reminding
Hail
me.
Hydra thing.
That's it.
That
Yes.
was so good.
Brilliant.
What a great misdirection.
Because that's one of my favorite scenes in Winter Soldier.
Right. And then the best part is that, again, comic books, that's a total play on the Nick Spencer storyline.
Yeah.
When they turned Cap into a Hydra sleeper agent.
Yeah.
Don't worry. They redid the whole thing. It's fine. We don't have to
that
get into
everyone
that conversation.
complained about for like 2 seconds on Twitter. They were like, "Oh, they made Cap a Nazi," and you're just
It's like, shut up. It's fucking
the fuck
comic
up.
books.
Like everyone goes bad and turns back good and is brainwashed and like calm down.
So I think I started giggling for the wrong reasons. People were like, "Oh, Hail Hydra." Meanwhile, I'm like, "You just fucking poked fun at that." I
Yeah,
love that.
totally. And I just, it was such a great, like, I love that Captain America was trying not to use his brawn and trying to use his head more.
Yeah, because he doesn't have time to get in a fight.
You know, and he's just like
second matters.
using his brain and he's saying things like the Bucky thing and the other thing. He's like, he's learned some stuff. I thought that was cool.
What else? I know
yeah,
we're trying to relive the entire film for you guys right now.
He
that's
does have America's ass, though. Yeah.
I like that they just lean so heavy into that.
He,
He's like, "Yeah, you're right. That is
Man,
America's ass."
man.
Like, be proud, sir.
Chris Evans. And I mean, honestly, his ass is great, don't get me wrong, but his tits are really
See,
Captain America's tits are like,
most people I talk to, it's
Whoa.
the biceps.
The biceps too. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like most guys either have biceps or tits. It's like you generally don't have both. And like, fuck, he's got it.
You think he balanced it out?
He's got all three sides of the triangle. He's got the ass too. It's like,
well,
what
you
do
know,
not have?
he's been working out for 10 years really hard.
Yeah, he should.
And
have.
I read some articles where
he was
talking about being able to like finally cut back a little bit from working out. Like he's exhausted from all that.
Yeah.
He's got to be. I mean, like, aren't you at this point like just give me the entire fucking carrot cake? Go away.
Tom Holland does have.
Finally, it's Chris Evans' cheat day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a cheat year.
He's gonna have a cheat. Yeah, 5 years. But
he'll look like Thor.
Oh, okay. So hold on. We were trying to explain that. Vedadnite? I'm gonna screw up your name, Jim. So sorry about that. If Nebula of the past died, how come Nebula of the future is still alive? Because they created a separate reality. So technically, the Nebula from one reality is not affecting the other one. Mm-hmm. Except for like that whole thing where they're sharing Wi-Fi.
Right. Which was
But yeah.
Too bad Tony Stark didn't think of that.
Yeah.
But I liked that as a
well, that's when I was like, oh, nobody would think about that, though. I mean, you wouldn't think about that. You're like, wait, if there's two nebulas, then will they both share the same weird Wi-Fi? Like
other planet Wi-Fi works? I guess so.
I don't know. But
no, I thought that was a great little thing they wrote in there to make that work,
Yeah.
so that Thanos could find out what's going on and get the jump on him.
Yeah,
Added
it's really
to the
good.
suspense.
Well, I mean, I thought it was kind of funny too, where it's like, oh, you go, they're gonna do all this stuff to like undo it, but then really they're just like helping him in the, also helping Thanos potentially, which is an interesting idea of how like when you try to undo something, then it just ends up blowing up in your face again.
So much of this, the other thing I wanted to like when we're on the subject of Nebula, so much of this really did hinge on Kieran Gillen.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like, this is her movie.
Yeah, Nebula was a really standout character in this movie.
Like, I could watch a movie called Nebula.
Yeah, and I'm glad that she's kind of taking the place of Gamora on the Guardians now.
I need her too.
Yeah,
and
I'm glad that she's going to still be around. Because I felt like she was a character that they weren't... I didn't know how much they were going to utilize her, but I really have grown to like her character a lot. I love reformed baddies.
So do I.
I'm a big fan of that. And especially bald chicks, blue chicks, cybernetic chicks. Like, I'm into all these things.
I just love Kieran Gillen.
Like,
and her whole storyline of being merged with technology because she lost is like so much pain in her past. It's really great.
Nebula is far more interesting than Gamora. Totally.
I mean, because especially with like that second film, Gamora was starting to become like very one note. Like, stop yelling every single line. Like, James, like, you're a better director than this. Help me out here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. She is better. I feel like I like Nebula more than Gamora. She's interesting stuff.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I did though, like when Nebula was saying, when the other Gamora was like, really? I was hooking up with this guy? And she was like, it was him or a tree. Those were your options, And
you're out in space for years. Who knows?
It was like, I mean, she was like, Drax wasn't really an option for her. It was just like, Rocket's not the option. It's like, it was the tree or this guy. And you don't want this guy.
So moving along chronologically, so Thanos finds out about the plot,
which I thought was perfect.
Yeah,
like it's like to a certain extent.
Why is Gamora gone at the end of the film? Because it's not the same Gamora. It's the Gamora from 5 years ago, and she doesn't have any ties to the Guardians. She doesn't know these people. She hasn't had adventures with them yet.
And she just watched her dad get dusted.
Yeah. So I mean,
you mean the Gamora that hasn't had the arc yet died?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, all these characters had great arcs, but we'll get to that when we get to the ending.
So she split off to do her own thing because she's not going to hang out with these guys. She doesn't even know them.
Yeah.
Right.
So Thanos finds out, and I liked how Thanos, when he was watching the replay, he was like, okay, something, this makes sense, time travel. What this means, like, I liked him putting it all together and coming to a new conclusion in the end when he was like, okay, so this means that my original plan was a success, but now I have to go one step further and wipe out all of life.
Right.
And just start creating my own from scratch. So it makes the stakes even higher.
Which, I mean, especially for Thanos at this point, like, we've gotten enough of him to figure out, like, that's his next logical, like, step for him.
Yeah.
Like, I get that.
Bell 111 says, oh my God, when Nebula and Tony were playing games at the beginning, when they were playing paper football, that was really funny.
Forgot about that, yeah.
And she's super competitive.
I know.
Because that's what Dad made her do.
I know.
Yeah. Do kids even do that? Because I do remember doing that, like, only in grade school.
Yeah. Well, now they have phones, so they don't need to play dumb games with pieces of paper as much.
Well, maybe this will bring it back.
Yeah, this will bring it back. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, she was like, oh, like really trying to get that.
What else happened in the time? We're forgetting something in the time travel story.
Then Tony meets his dad again.
Yeah. Right. Yes, that's that
and then
scene.
Cap sees Peggy.
Yes, love those scenes. Both of those.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad that he finally, like, that's been Tony's big thing is that he has daddy issues.
Yeah.
And he finally
here you go right here. That was they tied up so many movies because that's part of the arc of this movie.
Yeah.
They tied
Iron Man
up.
2. So Tony Stark resolves his dad issues, tells his dad he loves him, that he's going to do great, you know, like is totally accepting of all that relationship. I thought that was really great. Except Thor got to talk to his mom again.
Even the movies that people say are not
Guy.
that good, they still resolved instances from those movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like showing
Well,
the kid from Iron Man 3 was in the end.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which was actually took me out of that scene a little bit. It took me because
Well, he was all isolated by himself, and you had a long hold on him.
Yeah,
from him.
I mean, my whole thing was like he could have probably gotten away with that, or done away with that, I should say.
Or he could have been like more in the background, and it would have been fine. But
You put him next to Happy,
Yeah.
like, something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
You know,
Right. Yeah, but that was good. Are you going to talk about Tony Stark as a dad? He was a really cute dad.
he was
Totally.
the best
He was a
dad.
really cute dad.
totally.
Because that was the one thing when they were like, "Oh, we want to undo everything," but then I was like, "Oh, wait a minute,
Yeah,
that would
that means he's
undo."
gonna-
Like,
he's
but
gonna lose his
we'll
daughter.
still keep it like everything that happened has happened, but we just bring all the people back.
Right.
And I was like, okay,
That worked. Yeah,
that makes sense.
I was worried about that too. Yeah.
right. I was like, oh, you don't want
Yeah.
to.
I mean, but in a way, Tony Stark got to live for 5 years having that family life. He got to have that experience, which, you know, makes he didn't die just struggling the whole time. You know,
Yeah.
he got to know what that was like. So that's great.
Yeah, yeah. No, he had a great, great wrap up.
Yeah. I mean, the hard part for me, like watching that whole scene, I'm like, don't help them. Don't just end the movie here.
Don't help them.
You're,
Don't help them.
You're fine. You,
Let
you
him-
did it. You're good.
Oh, we're forgetting one more scene in the time travel was when Hawkeye and
Natasha.
went to see
went
Red
to
Skull.
Went to Death Mountain.
Right. Yes.
Which I thought was a really good play on fight to the death. Instead of like trying to kill the other person, now
Right,
you're
trying to
fighting
kill yourself.
Which I
Yeah.
thought was a really good. Let's flip that on to you a
Yeah,
little bit.
that was really cool.
How did you feel about that scene?
Well, obviously she had to die.
Yeah.
Because he has a
Think so?
family that could come back, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she knows that she can never have a normal life, and so she knows that he can.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, I mean, why the fuck would I save myself? Like, you're the one who has a family, and if we pull this off, then you
So-
need to be there when they come back.
Interesting thing that I read with the screenwriters talking about for a long time in an earlier draft, it was Hawkeye who died on the
Really?
mountain.
Yeah.
And then that was the instance where they were having people read the script.
Yeah.
And it was someone, I think the set designer, someone that's not like a higher up, that read it and said, "Don't you take this away from her." And they were like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And then they rewrote it, and it was her.
Yeah, I
And the-
mean, that
and
makes
the-
sense.
And the funny
Yeah.
part is like they've announced a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
So it's probably gonna be a prequel.
It is.
or
It's a
something.
prequel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be a prequel thing. But yeah, but that was great. I was glad that she got to do her thing and fulfill her destiny and do her part.
Well, and
Because I'm
especially-
with that too. It's like, yeah, let her do her fucking thing. Like she doesn't. Like Hawkeye has a family. She doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense. Like that's what if I was in that position, I would be like, no, like I'm going because you have.
And am I
family.
remembering wrong, or did we have a scene in the end where Hawkeye returned to his family? Did we
Yeah.
see that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did get puffy when his family died.
Yeah.
The very
Oh,
first.
can I
thing.
just tell you,
I
like,
was so
I saw it coming, but on that second,
know,
but
I
on that
know.
second viewing, I'm sitting way in the back, and I watched the entire audience go, "No!"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, cry,
Yeah.
bitches."
Yeah, I was so sad.
Yeah.
I had to go through that.
Well,
so are you.
we were talking about wanting to see this on a day that was an off day, like not the opening night or the night after, because we didn't want to be persuaded by people reacting too heavily, like
Yeah.
to people that are too much of fanboys of the stuff. Not that
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with that, but they can persuade you when an audience is like loves every moment.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, every character comes in and they cheer. You
so
know?
where you can check the bias and actually like,
Exactly.
Right.
Have a honest opinion.
Okay, what else? So they get all the stones.
Yep.
They
In Ant-Man costumes, by the way, guys.
and cool Ant-Man costumes.
Yeah.
I know everyone gets to Ant-Man it up. I like that Ant-Man still has his Captain America boner during the movie. And
Yeah.
he's just like, what's
Yeah.
that, Cap? You know, like, oh, Steve. Like,
Oh, and we forgot
so-
about when Ant-Man tried to get the autograph and Hulk was like, "Oh no, do you want it?"
Like, no, I mean,
no. He's like, he wants it.
No, the kid actually started walking away.
Say no.
He's
Say
saying
no. I don't
no.
want
The
it.
kid's
Yeah.
shaking his head no. Like
That's
just-
such a real
I want to know,
Comic-Con moment.
that had to be like one of the Brewster Brothers kids or something.
Right,
That had to be-
probably.
yeah.
That they usually do something like,
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. I like seeing Star-Lord singing and Nebula calling him an idiot. Yeah, that was
Yes.
really funny when he was
Yes.
doing his thing. And it's like, oh, when you watch it, when you have the music, it looks cool. But then when you watch someone who's dancing around without
Yeah,
the music, they look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I think about that all the time because like I bop around and like I'm like singing in my car and I'll like
Totally.
be kind of singing and bopping around on my bike
Yeah.
or like walking down the street. And I know I look really stupid, but I'm
That's
in
my
it, man.
problem.
I'm in it. Hawkeye's daughter is played by one of the Russo's daughters. So
Okay.
you go.
There you go.
yeah.
So we did that. Where are we? Because I know I keep
So
sidelining
that leads us up to the point where they decide, okay, they come back in time. They say Natasha's dead. They're sad for a minute. Hulk throws a bench. Then they all go inside, and Tony
then-
puts together the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right, and then
Right.
Nebula is over there. Fake Nebula,
Yeah.
evil Nebula, is booping
Again, I
things.
loved how
Okay, that's where I walked
yeah.
out for a minute.
Yeah,
Ooh.
evil Nebula popped in because they kept the other
okay.
one, and then she sabotaged and like made it to where Thanos and the ship could come through the portal so that they could come 5 years into the future.
Oh, okay, that's what I was missing.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, the ship's just there.
Yeah, no, she
Okay.
the evil
they
Nebula.
miniaturized it. They used PIM particles.
Yeah.
And that's how they got
Right,
the
I
ship.
remember them. I
Yeah.
did see the shot where they got the pin particle out of
Yeah.
the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Hulk wears the glove.
Yeah.
Hulk puts it on.
Right.
And then he gets all withered,
Which was a really cool scene, by the way.
and he
I was
but he
really into
snaps
that.
it, and he
Yeah.
did it.
And everyone comes back, and then the phone rings, and it's Hawkeye's
Yeah.
wife.
Which, by the way, like her phone line is still working with her phone and stuff. Like
Maybe she had it on her when she got dusted.
maybe I don't
Well,
know.
I guess their clothes got dusted, and when they came back, they had...
I was a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was
whatever.
being an
Whatever. You
asshole.
gotta just...
I know, I'm trying to figure things out.
Don't
Like, no,
nitpick.
wait, I can figure this out.
Oh yeah, Thanos got the Pym particles. Yeah, there's some. Oh, what about that fucking young Michael Douglas?
Oh, that was such a great scene.
That was like, I love seeing his crazy fucking office.
Yeah.
His like weird lab, and I like seeing super young Michael Douglas with the brown
The
hair.
60s lab?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love seeing super young Michael Douglas running around. It made me really happy. That was really cool.
It did add an extra element of mad scientist to him.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Because he was super cool guy
Right.
in the Ant-Man films.
Right.
But this adds a little element of like, no, you're kind of nuts.
Yeah, no, he was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, Michael Douglas's voice was old man. His voice has always kind of been old man though. Michael Douglas
Yeah.
is always kind of.
Well, how do you de-age a voice?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there might be probably a way. I don't know.
The
Oh
youth
yeah,
filter.
the original Ant-Man helmet was an awesome shout out there. Good
Yeah.
call on
Oh,
that
was it
one.
in there?
Yeah.
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 So the next scene was Hulk snaps. He's all withered away. He's taken out of the battle, essentially, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Sort of.
kind of.
Because then Thanos attacks.
Yeah, and then they're all, and then
And
he's got to
he-
like hold up that
Right.
deal because he's down.
He's underground.
So
yeah.
essentially, he's holding up what's rest of the building, and I loved that. Again, that was a really great shout out to Secret Wars #4, when Doctor Doom decided to drop an entire mountain onto the heroes in that issue,
yeah.
and that whole thing is the Hulk lifting like 100 billion pounds
Right.
of rock in order
Oh,
to
shit.
like keep this
Yeah.
little pocket of air in the
Yeah.
heroes. So it's like I watched that, I'm like, oh, he's only one armed. Oh, he's holding the entire building up.
Yeah.
Like Secret Wars 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I saw a behind-the-scenes shot of the set of that. I was impressed how much they practically built of that rubble,
Good.
Oh,
good.
yeah.
crumbled building,
It
where you
looked
could actually
amazing.
like walk through there.
Well, and then we get to the football. The Infinity Gauntlet becomes like a football that everyone's passing around. First, Hawkeye has it, and then like, and
Well, wait, you're skipping ahead.
Oh, okay.
No,
In chronological order.
No, Hawkeye. No, it does. Like it starts with Hawkeye finding the glove.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's finding
And
the
then
glove.
he does.
and
Little
those-
beasties chasing him.
Right, he gets away from the little beasties.
Right, and then you go up there, and Thanos is on the ground. And he's got
Yeah.
his really cool.
Right.
I'm guessing that was made of some kind of special metal.
I don't know.
Was that explained in the movie? I don't know.
Comic books.
Because it's able to chop
It's
through
his space
Captain
metal.
America's.
It's fine. It's this crazy Thanos space metal.
Made of Valerian steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he so he gets attacked by Tony Stark, Thor,
Yeah.
and Captain America.
But I love that standoff scene where they're like, he's over there. He's just been sitting there for like 20 minutes or
Well,
whatever it was.
it's cool that like so you know in one of the like the Avengers movie, Captain America, Thor, and
Iron Man.
all fight
Yeah.
in a scene. They have like a hot threesome fight scene, and in this movie they get to have another hot threesome fight scene. Although this time they're all trying to get.
Yeah.
And remember that was the scene where Thor hit Iron Man with the lightning, and he thought he got him, but then it charged up his
Yes.
suit. And so in this time they did it, and they did it again, but they knew that was going to happen, so they already had.
There was all
that,
the
like,
same
ready.
moves, but actually like done correctly
so
for
they
like.
so they built upon that, which
Yeah.
was really cool.
And also-
That was really well done.
Shit, I missed that.
I
I missed that.
Honestly, Danica just said that, and I'm like, oh fuck, she's right. That is that
Yeah.
whole.
That was in Avengers right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Mother
They
know
did
that you wear her drapes?
They did that again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Okay, I'm gonna go-
That was when he got the hammer.
Shit. So
I've got to go see that.
And then
That's
he
two
gets-
awesome things that I missed.
Yeah, and then he fucking gets the hammer, and then I love that Thor laughed though and was like, I knew it.
See, that's
You
why I
know,
threw up
like,
that
I
meme
like
that you guys didn't think
was.
was funny, where you dehydrate 4 hours before the movie.
Uh-huh.
I didn't do that.
You
So
didn't do
I
that.
See,
missed-
my takeaway from that whole scene was okay. Now it's the original Avengers Trinity.
Yeah,
stacking
right.
up against
Right,
Thanos.
right.
Yours is way cooler.
I just thought of that, by the way.
Did you really?
I just thought of that just now. I was like, oh wait, that's that thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, now that we're in that mindset, I'm like, oh yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense. But that was really cool when but now Tony Stark has those little catchers so he can catch all the lightning from Thor, and then like really fucking.
Quick shout out to Neil the Geek Father. He's one of my friends, and he just popped into the chat.
Hey.
So, what's up, Neil?
But yeah, that was dope when they were fighting him, and then Captain gets the hammer. Although I will say, okay, and I'm gonna argue this. I don't give a fuck.
Go.
I am disappointed that when Captain got the fucking hammer. His outfit didn't change
that
to an
would've been so
Asgardian
good.
version of Captain America. I understand reasons why you wouldn't do that. I get it. There's several
Yeah,
reasons.
because I disagree.
There's
I wouldn't do
several
that.
reasons why that may or may not work. But as a
Right.
costuming nerd,
Missed opportunity.
missed opportunity. I would love to
Okay.
see
Especially-
Asgardian.
Here's why I would
Captain
disagree.
America fucking costume. It would look fucking cool.
Right.
That's what happens when you get
Sure.
the power of Thor. You don't just get the power of Thor. You also get his fucking outfit.
Yeah, sure.
That's the
but
thing.
this is also one of the last fight scenes with Captain America you're ever going to see. You're going to see him in the Captain America suit because it's
I mean, I
iconic
get
and
it.
I know.
it's awesome. And I loved it.
But I don't have to like it. Like,
Yeah, you beat me to it. It was like, because he gets the powers.
because he has the powers, and then
Yeah.
you get the whole, and like you would take his outfit and like I don't know, it'd be really cool to design like a Captain America Thor outfit. Maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should
Just
just
do
sketch.
it.
I should just sketch what I
Nah,
would
it
do.
didn't need to happen.
But I
says
love like when that
Sean.
happened with Storm, because Storm got the
she
hammer
got the
once.
outfit?
Yeah, and her outfit looks so
I missed that. When did that happen?
fucking cool. It's like super old.
Okay.
It may be a what if thing or something, or like a one off. I can't
Still
remember.
wanna
Oh,
read it.
speaking of what ifs, in that article I read about the writers, they were saying that like a lot of their ideas were inspired by reading what if comics, and like
Okay.
that's part of how they came up with enough concepts to start writing this whole saga. Was they were just thinking of what ifs. What if this happened? What if Cap got the hammer? What if all these different things? You know?
I mean, that's the other thing. Like, okay, Cap gets the hammer more than once in the comic books, and the first time
Yeah.
is in an old run of Thor. I think the Walt Simonson run. I want to say it was like either like issue 304 or 308 or something like that. Don't chat. Correct me. But yeah, like Captain America at one point got the hammer, and I don't think we ever saw him strike down lightning with it. But that's from the comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of feeds into my next point is that
Wait,
I've
in the
never-
comic, did he get an Asgardian outfit?
No.
Fuck.
In fact, it was even lame because it was when the government didn't let him be Captain America anymore, and they took the costume back and they took the shield
he's
back.
like
They said
shitty
it was-
nomad.
It wasn't there yet, but he was
Yeah,
like
and he had
U.S.
the-
agent sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that was those are rough years for Steve.
Yeah, there was like
Some
they didn't know
rough
what to do with
costume
him
years.
to make him cool.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments where I realized that every time, because there's a lot of fucking fan service in this movie, but it's the first time I've ever seen fan service actually like make the movie better.
Yeah, it was fan service done right. Like I
It
said, they knew
was.
all the buttons and they pressed all the buttons.
Yeah.
You know, they gave me all the things.
It pleased the fans, but it also pleased the story at the
almost
same
like Cap
time.
did
Yeah, that's
use
what I'm
the
saying. Like I've never seen
Maybe
that
he,
happen
he did use the
before.
lightning a little bit. You're right. I think you're right.
Oh yeah, the lightning was in there. It was awesome.
When Wonder Woman lifted the hammer in the Versus comic, her costume changed. When Beta Ray Bill gets Stormbreaker, he gets the fucking costume.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
they got to bring Beto Ray. in
Now that
at
we have
some point.
Stormbreaker,
It has to
well,
happen.
wait. If he got rid of the hammer though, then he only has Stormbreaker. Then there's not two. 'Cause
I don't care. I want
I know.
freaking Beto Ray.
Stormbreaker is actually Beta Ray's fucking hammer.
Yeah.
So, just saying,
Okay.
I want Beta Ray.
So
Bill.
I
moving
want
on.
Beto Ray Bill back so bad.
I want Peter
Yeah.
Bill.
So moving on, we're right up to the giant moment in the battle, which was like one of the coolest moments in the movie,
Oh yeah.
or all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Like I really was ready. Like I had forgotten. Oh, that's right. The snap worked.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I'm here comes the death scene, guys.
yeah,
This
right.
is it.
Well, in these whole two movies, you've never seen all the Avengers in one battle at one time, so that was the perfect way to do it. Save
Mm-hmm.
that.
Well, not all the. You mean all the characters?
Well, yeah. Well, even though anytime you saw anyone battling Thanos, it was only a handful of the Avengers. You never even saw the whole team together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
That's
that moment
true,
was
yeah.
super powerful. Because I was expecting to see at the end of the last movie all the Avengers finally get together and fight
Mm-hmm.
Thanos in the end and lose. But yeah, that was like super powerful, and everyone got emotional. How did you guys feel?
I almost burst into tears when you start hearing Sam through the earpiece, and the first words Sam are "Hey Cap" on your left,
Oh, I didn't notice
and that's straight up like that's what Cap was saying. Oh my God! Okay, cool. You did it. You fuckers did it. I'm tearing up.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I definitely.
Very powerful moment.
Yeah. Well, I got very emotional because I just feel like I've been like fighting this losing fucking battle for months now, and I'm at that point where it's like, well, I'm just getting ready to throw in the towel, guys. If I take another hit, I'm going down. Like,
Yeah.
I can't take any more fucking hits. And then when all those portals opened up, all those people came in, I was just like, fuck. I wish I had reinforcements coming for me, but I have no one. And I'm just like fucked. So it was very emotional. I was like, good for them. I'm glad that they have someone to fucking help them out in their time of need.
Well, I hope that happens for you too.
Yeah, it's not going to, but okay. Yeah.
But it was a great movie moment.
Yeah, it was
Great movie
No,
moment.
it was a great battle.
And that shot where you go down the line of all of them.
Oh yeah, it was super
Yeah,
emotional.
right up to Captain America in the middle, and then he
and
says,
everyone's ready to throw down.
he said the line.
What line? Which?
I believe it was Avengers
Oh,
Assemble.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I
great.
like it was the
so great.
gritted teeth.
Yeah.
It wasn't the big like, all right, like
I imagine that this movie, when you explain it to someone that hasn't seen it, it sounds like maybe silly, like talking about time travel and all this stuff that happened, and it's just like, well, that doesn't sound that great. But when you watch it, it all works so perfectly.
yeah.
Archetype Omega says Alan Silvestri for an Oscar. Yes, that's soundtrack is really
Why did
great.
the movie hit you so hard, Tyson? Says ask Van Dyke.
Why did it hit me so hard? I think we've covered that pretty well. It just all these characters' storylines, they all had a complete arc. Everything for 10 years that you've been building up came together in a perfect way that I've never seen done before in movies, because it hasn't been done before. You haven't done a story like this where you feel so personally attached to these characters because you've seen them for so long, a part of your life in all these movies. And the fact that this movie goes back to those movies, it's just like, this is the fantasy story of our lifetime, of this decade at least. This is the fantasy story. This, when history of cinema looks back on this decade, they'll be like, this is the Marvel era. It's not the superhero era. It's the Marvel era, because no one else has been doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Marvel has created their own genre now.
Yeah.
Totally.
So when the movie goes back and kind of like pats itself on the back and kind of like celebrates itself, it's like, no, guys, look what we fucking did.
Yeah, and then when like I had a tear just because it was such a powerful moment of just what an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Like I cried at the end of Braveheart for that too. Like, what a great movie.
Right.
Not because of just the sad scenes, but what great storytelling.
Yeah, thanks for noticing, Belle. Yeah, it was great. I like seeing the football being tossed around. I like when Spider-Man got it, and then I liked when Black Panther got it, and then Brie got it. And Captain Marvel's
Which
flying
is
around with
a
it.
really smart way for everyone to get their character moment, their
I
hero
know.
moment.
It was so. I liked.
Yeah.
I liked when. Okay, so he did have that crazy Iron Spider suit,
yeah.
where he was like, "Oh, kill mode activate," and
Yeah.
the little legs popped out. Like, that was really cool. I like seeing the little legs, like, just like fucking killing people. I was like, "Whoa, I
Forgot
want one
about
of
that.
those. I need kill mode on
So
my
many things I
outfits."
forgot about. Yeah.
Like, that was so fucking cool.
Well, like I said, everyone's asking for a quick shout out again, like the fact that like you get the A-Force tease, which was just like a
Right.
that was fucking dope.
Yeah.
And
It was cool to see Scarlet Witch. Although I'm really confused about what her powers are in this movie. Is she telekinetic? Is she?
you know
what the
what?
fuck are her powers?
don't-
They're very loosely defined.
And she
here.
seemed to have upped her powers a lot.
yeah, she's just like the badass at this point.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, oh, Thor's the most
Yeah.
powerful. I'm like, are you sure?
The
Is she
Pegasus
pretty
was
much
amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
The Pegasus was amazing.
I was like, but I'm watching Scarlet Witch. Like, guys, I think this is the end of the movie. I think she's gonna kill Thanos. I think we're good.
Right.
Like, we should have opened with her. You know?
Yeah, I'm just really confused on exactly what her powers are supposed to be exactly. And she kind of seems like it's like they're almost making her like the Jean Grey, you know?
Also-
So
Yeah.
it's like she's telekinetic with the red
And with
powers.
every movie,
That's true.
And with
Like, it's
every
like-
movie, the accent has
she's-
disappeared.
Right, and she's got red hair.
You know.
and
Well,
it's
also
like-
going back to Age of Ultron when she first came in, I don't even remember how they established her.
Genetic
Do you?
testing.
Genetic
Project.
testing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
was
was
it
a genetic
Hydra did it?
thing,
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was well, no, yeah. I don't know. It was Hydra.
Also,
but-
another missed opportunity not to bring Quicksilver back. We could have with that. I mean, I know people
Yeah,
were
but
like,
they
oh,
were
bringing
true.
back.
They weren't bringing back people that actually died, like
Yeah.
Vision. They were bringing only the vanished
But
back.
you have him come back, and you look at the camera, and he goes, "But you didn't see that coming." Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's.
The movie was already packed with so much stuff.
Yeah, it was, but it was great that
Okay.
she had some. I mean, she looked great.
And
her
it's-
powers
I mean,
looked cool. I was glad to have
And
her
it worked.
around.
It was an epic battle.
I'm glad that they left her cleavage. I'm glad that she has the best cleavage of all the Avengers.
Yeah.
She consistently has the best one. Thank you.
Oh,
Elizabeth
it
Olsen.
was Hydra used the Mind Stone to experiment on the twins.
That's it.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, so let's ask the hard question.
yeah.
If you had critiques, if you had critiques of this film,
I've had-
Well,
I
you
know-
already mentioned
'Cause, I
your
mean-
Thor outfit.
Oh yeah,
for
that's my,
Captain
yeah.
America.
Fuck that. I would. Fuck.
I'm wondering, like, as the movie ages, if there's going to be moments where it seems corny.
Well, that's,
Like, I
that's
wonder,
a-
like, if
yeah.
the movie's like too big that, like, and don't be wrong.
Well,
like,
yeah,
I've
that
seen it
goes back
twice
to
and I love it.
what
but-
we were saying about
yeah.
going to see it after the crowd that's going to be like that Star Wars Day One crowd,
Right,
you know, so
right,
that
right,
you're getting
right.
an honest point of view. Time will tell. We
Time
can't
will
really
tell.
sell,
I can't-
but I think this is
that's a
still going to
prediction.
be a very effective story overall, and I don't think it's going to be that watered down by overhyped feelings.
Yeah, I feel like I need to see it again before I can
Yeah.
figure out my criticisms because it's just so much to take in. And there's nothing off the top of my head though. I mean, I do
Right.
feel like usually I do have a lot more criticisms for things, but I just feel like they kind of knew what they were doing. They've been leading up to this. They've been planning it. They had the right people. They had the right talent. They're working together. They've been working together. It's a fucking well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
And they delivered, man.
There might be one factor for me, like over the weekend after we saw it on Friday, I was like thinking, like, wow, this is really impacting me. But I'm realizing, it's impacting me a lot also because my life in the last 7 years has been working on this show.
Yeah.
And it's our job to review these movies, and these have been some of our favorite movies to review.
Well, yeah, The Avengers was one of the first films that we reviewed.
It was. It was the first movie we reviewed.
Yeah.
It was Avengers 1.
Yeah.
Has it been that fucking long, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was when she said, if they make an Avengers movie, I'll eat my hat. Because you thought it was never going to happen. And we all thought it was never going to happen because Hollywood doesn't do things like that.
Yeah.
And then they did it, and it was like, wow, they finally captured the feeling of a comic book.
And I made a cookie that looked like a hat.
Yeah.
And then I ate the,
that's right.
And then I ate the cookie hat. So
That was our third episode. And we started doing movie reviews, and then we never stopped because we had so much fun doing that. It was supposed to be a comic book show when we started.
Yeah. It's
so yeah, part of me is biased and enjoying the movie more because I'm realizing how much of an impact this whole thing's had on my life.
Well, I'm glad that Cap got to have some time with Peggy.
Oh,
That's the movie. That's the ending I want to talk about. By the way, Tony Stark dies. Okay, you're welcome.
Well, go over that first, and then go in chronological order.
It's a good death.
Yeah.
It's a noble death.
It is. It's
that worked. Totally worked.
And he's ready to go. He's done it. He's been there.
The way they did it with him getting the stones totally worked for me.
Pepper giving him permission to die.
Him
we're gonna be
and
okay.
Pepper kicking ass together. That's how you do Pepper as a fucking superhero, not that bullshit in Iron Man 3.
Yes.
Like, you want to make Pepper a fucking cool, like, that looked cool when they were doing their Iron Man shit together.
Yes, it did.
I was like,
I love
into
those.
that.
I wanted more shots of that.
It was hot. I thought that was super hot.
Yeah. But you got the opportunity to see her in the future potentially wearing that.
Yeah.
Probably they won't do that, but
Well,
it was cool for a
his
moment.
daughter. You know.
His daughter too.
Well,
What do you think they'll do with his daughter?
Well,
That's what I'm saying, dog.
that was one of those things before we get to
That's what I'm
Cap.
saying,
I mean, when we get to the credits at the very end, where there's no spoilers again, like there's no post-credit scene.
Yeah.
But at the very end, after the credits go up, you hear the clanging sound, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Like that's a really nice homage to Tony building the suit in the cave."
In Iron Man 1, I didn't notice that.
And then I was like, "Wait a minute! Or are they being like foreboding and like that's somebody else working on a new Iron Man suit, and we don't know who it is yet?"
We'll find out.
Dun, dun, dun.
We'll find out. I'm glad Captain got to go have normal life for a little while.
That was probably my favorite
I wasn't
part of the
expecting
film.
that either. When Tony's death,
Chris
they put
Evans looks hot as an old man too.
Fuck yeah.
when they put the flowers away, I was okay with the movie ending on that. But then the extra bonus of getting to have the greatest retirement scene ever.
Yeah. No, it's
And
really
he comes
good.
back. Yeah, the way they handled that with the two of them walking up, and he was like, "No, you go."
Yeah. Well, it was interesting too because it's like both Bucky and Falcon have been Captain America. So it was interesting to see, like Falcon get it, which I'm down for.
So am I.
It makes sense.
But they definitely zigged when I thought they were going to zag, and then I had to sit back and like, no, this makes sense because where Sam is very much more dedicated to the ideal of Captain America and serving his country the best he can.
Right.
Bucky, these last few films, it's still trying
Bucky's not there yet.
He's not there yet.
He's not
looking
there
for his
yet.
identity.
Yeah,
he's still trying to figure
figuring
himself
his
out.
shit out. He's not ready to be Captain America yet. He's not. I feel like that could still happen.
Which, don't get me wrong, I would love to see a Brubaker version of Winter Soldier Captain America.
Totally,
but
it could still happen. But yeah, I feel like Falcon's got his shit together. Like Bucky's still.
Yeah,
he's still
and
figuring it
I
out.
really am ready to watch Sam. Like, hopefully the TV show is about him becoming Cap.
Yeah.
I would really like that.
That would be cool. Shuri is such a little string bean.
I love her.
I love her so much. I'm so excited to see her back.
I like her being a badass.
I love
With,
her so much.
all her tech.
She's like, I love you. I have a crush on you, Shuri. You're so cute.
And she's gonna be the new Tony Stark. She's gonna armor up the Avengers. We're gonna be fine there.
I'm okay with that.
Like just throw all the
Shuri,
Wakanda
just
technology their way.
Just give me more Shuri. I like her.
Yeah.
I like her. She's
Yeah.
I want to see more Shuri, and I want to see Peter Parker and Shuri talk.
Oh yes. Actually, I was totally all about shipping Captain Marvel and Peter on that one.
Captain Marvel and Peter.
Yeah. And she's like, "So you got something for Peter Parker?" I'm like, "She's an older woman. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it."
He's not ready for that in any way, shape, or form. He is not ready for that.
I was so ready for that.
That's really funny. Yeah, she's going to be the Q of the MCU. Totally, Kanoe. Totally.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Oh, Shuri and Buck. I like that.
Can I say one thing though? I'm a little disappointed that we talk about there's not a lot of really super badass females in the MCU, and it's like, well, you know what? Black Widow in the comics does have a super soldier serum that's like a Soviet super soldier serum, but it's like I always was kind of disappointed that she was depowered.
Oh yeah.
Like, I always wanted, like, Black Widow to be powered. Like, I mean, she doesn't have to have the same strength of Captain America. It's just, like, her own kind of version of it. But I always thought that was kind of shitty.
Yeah, and on
Like,
top
why
of,
do they depower her? Like, oh, it sucks.
and again, it was kind of cool because Mockingbird actually ended up getting a version of the Eternity serum and Captain America serum in a series, which I loved. I mean, I liked that we kind of made Mockingbird, but it's like, did it go to the right character?
Like, I mean,
Yeah, my thing with because Winter Soldier was so good, I was getting angry that we were waiting so long for a Black Widow film. I'm
right,
like,
right.
let's do this again, guys.
Man, yeah, it's too.
What do we got here? Wasn't Black Widow strong enough to fight the Black Order lady in Infinity War? Yeah, that's because she was a bitch. Black Widow's was really good.
Yeah, she was the Black Widow. Yeah, that's because she's wild. But yeah, I would have liked to see her. I don't know. I was always a little sad. Shit, she didn't have her
Was that Beans?
beans.
Beans is on the laptop, and things are
I'm
changing.
taking a nap. Get out of my way. Get out of my way.
She was napping. She was napping on the laptop.
It really does look
Yeah.
like Beans is downloading info right now and stealing everything.
Whoa! What is she doing?
Beans is hacking.
Oh, you might
for
want
about
to
2 hours.
You pull? Can you?
Yeah,
You don't want to
get
touch her, do you?
Well, she's.
get off of there, Bean.
That's like running a camera.
Yeah, it's gonna like crash the computer. Whatever she's doing.
Jeez.
It's like you can't let her just sit on there like that.
Oh, that's so good.
It's like I really don't want my
Yeah.
laptop broken. It's pretty new and I haven't had that much fun on it yet.
She likes it because it's really warm.
It's like, I love you, Bean, but actually, Bean. By the way, update. Beans has been sitting on my lap a little bit lately.
Oh,
I think it's because she senses that I'm really stressed out, and she's like, "Fine, I'll break it off for you just a little bit, just this once."
Okay.
I wonder if if I get less stressed, if she'll stop doing it, or maybe she likes it now. Maybe she wants more of it. I don't know.
who knows?
But she sat on me during Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And she sat on me the other night when I was like trying to sleep, and like at 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning or something. I was having some insomnia problems. She sat on me then, and then she sat on me today a little bit too, earlier.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's
'Cause
happening,
it's been forever
guys.
since I've seen her, and like she
It's
came
happening.
right up
Yeah.
for pets. It's like,
Remember when she
oh,
gave you a
hey.
black eye, dude? That's crazy.
That was awesome.
Beans gave him a black eye when she was a kitten, like being crazy. She knocked over a fucking stand, and the stand
It
like
almost killed me.
swooped down and hit him in the fucking face.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was just like, Beans, oh my god, please don't give our guest a black eye. Like,
First
how
blood.
did my kitten give this man a black eye? Fuck, like it's crazy. But anyways,
Yeah.
she's a full-figured Beans now. She's an adult cat.
She was a bullet back then.
Yeah, she was a little string bean, like Shuri.
Yeah.
but now she's
she'll knock you out cold. Be careful.
yeah, now she's like, she ain't fucking around. All right. Anyways, what else we got going on with the Infinity War stuff?
Well, I guess back to the beginning where we said, how do you feel overall now that it's all wrapped up?
Man, I feel like this is my end game.
Yeah.
This is my Battle of Winterfell right now. I feel like it's very synchronous with what's going on in my life, metaphysically, metaphorically.
How so?
Um,
Or should I even ask?
no.
Okay, I won't ask.
No.
Scratch that.
Yeah, it's just not ready for that.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Well, how do you think you feel about the movie is what I was talking about. In the end.
I liked it.
Okay.
Thought it was good. Thought it was really good. They did a good job. I don't have any really complaints. I just went and I got what I wanted and I left. And it felt good to just go in and get you what you want and leave.
I'm glad I got exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like they really know what they're doing. I feel like I'm in good hands, and that's the thing. I feel confident. I like being confident and being in good hands.
Yeah, but anyone can make a mistake. Anyone can
And
blow it.
I'm still thinking about it too. It's like, I mean, I'm still like
processing.
forming my opinion. Like that's the thing. It's like it sucks to have to see these movies and then immediately like 2 days later you have to have some brilliant fucking thesis ready about them, and it's like I'm still
Well,
processing
this is just a
it,
podcast.
and,
We're
like,
just bullshit.
I need to see it maybe another time. Maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't. I don't know. It'll probably be a little while until I do. But yeah. So I'm still figuring
Kirk,
it out.
how do you feel in conclusion?
Okay, so overwhelmed. I did genuinely love it. I did feel like it delivered, and the weird thing is that I'm kind of so used to having my expectations so high for something like this and being really let down. Like now I'm in this.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah,
Right.
and I'm in this weird place where like I'm still waiting for the letdown, and I've walked out of that movie twice now, going like, Jesus Christ, that fucking ruled.
Yeah.
Is that weird? Like I'm this anticipation, waiting for like the
No.
letdown to come, and I'm like, it's not
That's the
coming,
magic.
man.
That's the magic of Marvel right now, baby. They're
Yeah.
on fire, and like this may never come again. Like this might be it. This might be the peak.
Oh,
You know,
no,
like,
that's what I was
this-
going to say about the
this might be
screenwriters.
it, guys,
Mick Feely and Marcus were talking about like, okay, like, how do we top this? And that's what we had said when we walked out. Was like, oh, how can any comic book movie eventually top this?
Yeah.
Like, this is it.
I don't think
they did it.
I don't think it's about topping it. You know.
No.
I think that now it's just like
But-
I'm kind of, I don't know. I hope they focus on maybe doing some smaller stories and getting back to like just like.
Well, yeah, that's what they were saying.
characters and-
At this point, it's like go back to an origin for a new character.
No, I don't want fucking origin. I just want
if
smaller
they
stories.
the writers were talking about if they were going to do another Marvel movie.
Yeah. No, they did. I will say, you know, going into this movie, I thought that I was like, there's going to be a message in this movie for me from the universe. I just knew it. I knew that there was, just like I knew at the corner store there was going to be my Johnny Cage sunglasses that I needed. I needed some Johnny Cage sunglasses, and I was like, the corner market's going to have them. I went over there. They fucking had exactly what I needed in the color I needed it in. It was crazy. I was like, yes. And in this movie, I liked the line that stuck out to me that I was like, oh, this is the wisdom that is being imparted to me from the universe through this Marvel film. Something I need to hear in my life right now was it's a Thor line where he's just like, it's time to
I know the
stop
line.
being who I'm supposed to be
Yes.
and start being who I am. You know, I was just like, oh, that hit me. That one got
Time
me.
to stop being who you're supposed to be
you're
and be who
supposed
you really are.
You really
Yeah.
are. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. That was it.
That's the best segue you could probably gotten from that. Yeah.
Yeah, they got me on that one.
Yeah.
They got me on that one. I was like, some real wisdom, dude. I feel it. Awkward silence.
No, I like
not
it.
awkward.
Not awkward. Let that sit
Yeah.
and settle for a second.
No, that's a really great
Yeah.
advice for anybody. For my
Yeah.
younger self, I would have loved to have
Right.
known that.
I know, totally. You know, you get caught up in all these illusions that you make for yourself of like what you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do based on maybe your own ideas, maybe based on your parents' ideas, maybe based on society's
Society, culture.
ideas.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh man, only you can do it for so long, you know? You can only do it for so long until you got to be the real you. The
Yeah.
authentic self must emerge.
Great. Well, I'm satisfied with this review. We did a good job. We went through most of the movie.
Yeah.
Try to give you a little extra.
Any other updates we have? Anything else? Let's wrapping this up today.
Let me go check.
Well, hey guys, you got any questions out there or anything? Where I'm looking
Yeah,
at your
we
chat
got a
right
few
now.
more.
He turns into
I just don't think we're done
A
with
bad
the
guy.
Yeah, I just don't think we're done with the snap. Like if they're going to introduce the X-Men, it's probably going to be.
Well, there's so
because
many
when that
elements in
group
the
came back.
MCU now that
Right.
something could incorporate.
right.
But this way, I'm really excited to see how they're going to do it.
Isn't Scarlet Witch technically a mutant? You just can't call
Yes.
her a mutant. So there's mutants already there. Remember when you asked Joss Whedon on the red carpet? And he was
Yeah.
like,
Can't say it.
Can't say that word.
You can't say the
He got
M word.
nervous right
But now
away.
you
Can't say the M word.
Yeah, but now you can.
Oh, speaking of Joss Whedon, that's the other thing that I was going to say is that the writers at one point, but going back to Age of Ultron was only 2014, and had that movie turned out better, this whole thing would have been run by Joss Whedon still, because there was a moment when the writers were like found out that Joss was going to leave,
Right.
and then they got power. It was going to be Joss Whedon's team of writers and everything, and now it became the Russo brothers team, which I think worked out in our benefit. It worked out better.
I'm two minds of this.
Even though I love Joss Whedon, it worked out for our.
Yeah, I'm glad that the Russos took over.
Yeah.
That strangely enough, Age of Ultron ages well with me. Like I don't know why that is.
I haven't
but-
seen it since the
yeah.
theater, so
But
Yeah.
I'm glad that the Russos took over.
Balaza says, do you think
Yeah,
that Young
totally.
Avengers are coming next? Hawkeye and Ant-Man's daughters are characters in the comics, and the kid from Iron Man 3 could take up the Iron Man mantle next. I would be down to see a Young Avengers
They're talking
thing.
Katie Bishop in the Hawkeye TV
Yeah,
show.
that makes sense to have Kate Bishop.
Give me my Katie Hawk.
I would like to see. I mean,
Yeah.
would they pair him up, and you've had Hawkeye in there too?
Yeah, give
Yeah.
me Hawkeye and Katie Hawk. I want that
give me
TV
like,
show.
let me see it. Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
let me see that.
And just base it on the Matt Fraction series, and I'm good.
Yeah, and plus, I'm down.
Oh, here's a question that someone's asking is like, now what's your top 3 Marvel movies now that it's all come to this conclusion? Top 3 or 5, maybe?
3 or 5.
Yeah, for me, Winter Soldier's in there. Avengers 1 is in there. Iron Man 1 is in there.
I'm still on
And
that.
maybe the Infinity War 2 movies.
I'm still on that Ragnarok tip.
Ragnarok, yes. Okay,
still on
I
the
gotta add
Ragnarok
6.
tag.
Yes, Ragnarok's the
I mean,
most fun.
here's the thing: is like this movie is really good, but like, am I going to watch it over and over again? No, because it's such a huge fucking investment.
Yeah.
So it's like I
mean,
think
these
of,
last
like,
two movies are 6 hours.
Like, sure, maybe it's it's a really great film, but like, am I going to watch it a bunch? No. But would I watch like Thor Ragnarok a bunch?
Yeah.
Yes. And in fact, should I probably get that on Blu-ray? I wouldn't mind having that one on
Oh,
Blu-ray.
oh,
I'd
yeah.
like.
I mentioned this when you were in the bathroom. I was like, dude, I think my biggest criticism of this film is probably like it might not age well.
Yeah.
Like these big epics sometimes kind kind of turned cheesy over like an amount of time. So I'm really curious. Again, time will tell on that.
Yeah.
Or is it the reverse, that it ages really well,
I
and
hope
we
so.
all realize it's more significant than we thought?
But I mean, it's definitely going to hit harder with us than like generations, later generations, because like
so,
this is a little zeitgeist that we're a part of. It's a little social glue thing that we're a part of. So it has an extra kick to it that people in the future won't necessarily have coming into these films. So I don't think it'll have quite the effect that it does in the future, but I think it will still hold up.
I think
to
it
some
will.
degree.
I think it will.
I think it'll be. I mean, I just think that they've done such a great job with these characters and connecting them and having their little relationships, and I think they're just so well done. I mean, it's crazy how it's like fucking Chris Evans is fucking Captain America,
Absolutely.
Just like, that's motherfucking Captain America.
He will always be
dude.
Captain
You'll
America.
never take that away from him,
Like,
and
fuck,
his story is perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Cap might actually have the most perfect story in all of the Marvel U.
He's so good, and they really did. And I know that Chris Evans for a while now has been kind of like wanting to get out.
He wants to direct.
And I get that, and I, Godspeed to him. But I'm so glad that he did Captain America for as long as he did. I'm glad we got as much as we did, and
Hey,
he did a fantastic job. Thank you for your service.
Hashtag Thank You
Yeah.
Avengers was trending.
Oh, thank
And
you for your service.
Chris
Cap.
Evans said he was very touched.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's an avatar for America, so I mean that's kind of a powerful symbol to be associated
powerful
with,
symbol.
And I'm that guy. It's comic books. So they definitely aged up Cap in the comics for a really long time.
Yeah,
He kind of
right.
took over as like head of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, totally. I was like wondering. I was like,
And-
are we gonna get old
part of me
Captain
is
America
like,
hanging out being crotchety and shit? Like, oh
fuck
my
it,
god,
dude. Like,
please.
if 6 or 7 years from now, Chris is like, all right, I did my thing.
Right. Like, let me come back as old Captain America. and be
We
bitchy,
got
and
that
then-
back door.
Oh, you can always de-age him. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Technically, because he's got that super soldier serum, could he be an old man that's still super tough?
Yes, that's exactly
awesome.
what I'm saying.
Well, that's
awesome.
the thing. Yeah. Well, that's
Okay.
the thing that I like in the comics. I love old man Steve Rogers in the
It's
comics. Like,
so
it's
cool.
funny because he's such a crotchety old bitch, and it's like really funny to me.
Okay, I
So
love that.
I'd like to see some Chris Evans old man Captain America
Yeah.
still hanging out. Like, not, obviously he's not gonna have a whole movie. But
one thing I didn't say is that's part of why these movies are so great is they've got 60 plus years of great material to pull from.
But it'd be cool if he was like the Alfred to like fucking Anthony Mackie, like going out there in the field.
I want that.
Like they get a little bit of that, a little bit of like, that'd be cool. I don't know. Be down for it.
There was one.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, there was one prediction I had that I was like, I'm really sorry it didn't pan out.
Have
But
Clint Eastwood direct Old Man Cap. Yes.
why not? I was really kind of
good.
bummed that I knew Stark was going to die.
Right.
But I was kind of hoping they would keep Robert Downey around in some sort of capacity,
Right.
like make him like the AI in Peter's suit.
yeah.
That would have been cool. Like
Yeah.
you come in for the day, you say your lines.
You just gotta say it in the mic.
Yeah,
You don't
you-
even have
you
to put your
cash that
makeup
easy
on.
check,
You don't have to put your makeup on.
so-
Man,
Do you think that Spider-Man's going to keep the Iron Spider suit, or will he?
No, he'll go back to
Yeah.
well, it's looking like Nick Fury is going to be giving him his arsenal now because he's got some suits coming up in the new movie.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. It's you just want Steve Rogers to become a comic strip artist so bad. Maybe he did when he was hanging out with Peggy. You don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was.
Someone else mentioned that we have poor Peggy's niece got left in the lurch.
Wait, what?
Oh, okay. So remember he makes out with Peggy's niece. She's gone.
Oh yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Oh, you got left for your aunt, bro.
I mean, come on. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we all. Come on. If some guy who was frozen and used to have the hots for your aunt, and then he's like making out with you, that he's making out with you because a little
second
bit
best.
because you're just all he can get. Like,
Yeah.
this is the best he can get. So I mean, you have to kind of know that. So
Yeah.
it's like if the original comes back, of course he's gonna.
Yeah.
Of course, she can't be mad about that. So I mean, it's a little weird, but I don't know. I say it's fair game. Fair game. Hey guys, do you think Captain America will be the new leader of the group? Do you mean Captain Marvel will be the new leader of the group? Is that what you meant?
That's probably what they meant. I think.
Oh yeah, I hope not. She's not. I don't know. I don't think they really set her up like that. Like, cause she
No.
seems like she's like, I'm the boss of space. Like they're doing
Yeah.
the I'm the boss of space thing.
They're
where
using
I'm-
her to expand more of the space Marvel cinematic.
Right.
Right. The Cosmic
Yeah.
Marvel is supposed to be a whole new thing.
Yeah,
going
and
forward.
she's kind of recognized as not really being a team player as much, and
They keep trying to put her on teams, and
Well, I love that. Like it's so funny because she is bitchy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's working well. Like
Just
I'm-
go with it. Yeah.
Like just go with
Love
it. Just go with it. Make her a bitchy non-team player. It's just like I don't care. This is stupid. I'm more powerful than all of you. Like that'd be funny to me.
Right,
there was a cool little knowing glance she gave Rhodey at one point in the movie, and I forgot that they had a romance in the comic book. So
Oh
it's
yeah, but those two. No, I don't.
No, not those two
these
actors.
It's like maybe with Falcon, maybe with Anthony Mackie, but
Yeah.
even then, it's like he's depowered. Like he's not. Like,
He's a normie. Say it.
dude,
She's a normie.
She's a normie. Okay,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like got crazy cosmic pussy. Like it's like you got to bring something to the party there. You know, I mean, it's got to be Thor. It's got to be something on that level. You know,
Yeah.
like I just don't think a mere mortal man. I don't know if that would be fulfilling for her.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. So
I think we will be getting, those more cosmic characters like Eternity and, those characters.
Oh yeah, Eternity
the
and Fate
abstract
and
guys,
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's the guy with the 3 faces? Do you remember?
The Living
the
Tribunal.
living
Yes,
tribunal.
the Living Tribunal, yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supposed to be coming
Cerberus. Yeah. By the way, yeah, if we ever get the Beyonder, just know that the Beyonder had a thing for Dazzler.
That's true.
Just know that. He was trying to get with her. And she was like, yo, like, this is too much. You're like, way too much. I can't handle this. You
Oh,
need
this
to
guy's
calm
talking
down.
about Mordo and Staff of the Living. Yeah, I really
Coral
would be ready for
Mordo.
that.
Coral Mordo.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
I'd be all about that.
Yeah. Yeah. What does Dazzler
Madam Web.
does besides things? What is
Chat
Dazzler?
knows all and sees all. You're right. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
We need Nova with the Guardians and some space action. I mean, the Nova Corps did show up. I wonder if there's any of them left. You could do a story about like the last Nova. You know, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. How would you like to see Dazzler integrated into the MCU? Well, I mean, she comes along with the X-Men, so after the X-Men are established, then she would come along naturally
Yeah.
after that. So,
Yeah.
in fact, in the comic books, she is a part of the Dark Phoenix saga. That's when she's
That's true.
introduced in the X-Men. She's there before Jean goes bad.
By the way, our Epic History X-Men has been getting a lot more views lately because of tie-ins with
dude.
advertisement
No,
to
this
the
is
Dark
gonna be
Phoenix.
this is gonna be great. Like we just
Yeah.
have to keep pushing this, and like because we already have all this content, so people are gonna be interested in the Phoenix saga and the Dark Phoenix saga and what it's really about. So I think that we'll see a lot more clicks in the coming months.
Yeah. So when you're disappointed by Dark Phoenix, watch their videos instead.
Yeah, if you don't know, we made 3-hour-long documentaries about the X-Men. One of them takes place from their inception in like 1964 to when they became A-list in 1975. And then from there, we go into the Phoenix saga, which is before the Dark Phoenix saga. Before
Yeah.
we even get Dark Phoenix, we have a whole adventure of her not being Dark Phoenix.
That's what the
but
movies will
regular
definitely leave out.
Phoenix. And then in part 3...
It's what makes me angry.
It's
Yeah.
so stupid. And then
Yeah.
in part 3, we go over the Dark Phoenix saga, which takes us all the way to 1980. So we go from 1964 to 1980 through like all of the X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking about
X-Men Epic History is on YouTube.
yeah. And we also have another X-Men video coming up. You want to do an ad for that and let people do an updated?
Yeah, we're
update them?
doing part 2 of the case for Scott Summers.
Yeah.
So that should be coming out at some point. I don't know when.
And it's going to be-
I don't want to give any.
Right.
Nope.
Give us time to work on it. It's going to be episode number 119.
Oh, 119. Okay.
And it's
Yeah.
our 7-year anniversary on YouTube.
This month. Yeah. We've been doing this for 7 years.
7 years.
7 years. It's a long time. A lot of shows don't last 7 years.
No, Stanley's World of Heroes didn't.
A lot of them didn't.
Machinima didn't. Well, actually, they were going way before us, but they did go out of business. Go 90 didn't last.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
That's finished, isn't it? Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
That's gone. So that's exciting. So if you want to check out the Epic History X-Men, that's cool. We've got another X-Men Scott Summers Part 2 video on the way. We've got the Rachel Blade Runner shoot going to be up next week.
Oh, and by the way,
We've got what?
we got contacted because of our Greater Creators.
Oh, yeah.
Greater Creators Gene Roddenberry episode, which I put on YouTube. By the way, now I guess that we own all the Greater Creators. They'll eventually be coming to YouTube, but they're not there yet. But we got contacted from Eugene Roddenberry,
Oh, cool.
who said that he loved the episode and that we did a great job. And I thought those were great because, and with our Frank Frazetta episode, we also got contacted by family members
Yeah.
that told us that they appreciated what we did.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool that, Gene Roddenberry's son was like, hey, you really fucking nailed it.
By the way, he
And,
wants to chat.
Well, did we...
Yeah, I emailed him back. I haven't checked
Okay,
it, but
cool.
so.
So he wanted to use the video at some conference thing that he's at or something.
That's
'cause-
fucking dope.
Yeah.
That must feel sweet. It does.
It is. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It is really nice.
Because
so, I know, like, that'll be, I don't know, that's kind of cool. It's like, thank you for noticing.
He said that,
Yeah,
we,
right.
he
Somebody
said that we
noticing.
honored the spirit of Star Trek and his father.
Well, that's what the fucking, we aim to please. We don't fuck around.
That's awesome. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, it's a new thing. It's cool. But yeah, so it was fun. It was a nice little perk.
Yeah.
Every now and then you get little fun perks like that. Where you're just like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because that was a really hard show to make, by the way.
yeah. Yeah. I think I feel like
No,
my
I
show.
loved the Greater Creator series.
Thank you.
That was one of my favorite things you guys did.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was
Yeah.
good.
Thank you.
It was fun.
Oh.
Learned a lot.
Well, eventually I will
Wrote
drop
a
the rest
lot.
of them onto YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We need to get the rest of those guys on.
I'm glad you guys on them now because that was. Yeah.
Probably the Stanley Kubrick one all combined into one episode, all three. Parts.
Yeah.
That'll be like an hour long. Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, we
Greater
did a
Creators.
really long one.
Yeah, we really dove into that.
Yeah. Well, we had to because they wanted us to do more episodes, but we couldn't. And then we're like, let's just break this one up into and, like
Yeah.
make more episodes this way.
I
and
had no idea
extend
when
an
you really start
episode.
studying someone's whole life, it's like really involving.
Yeah. Well, it's
Just a little bit.
Well, I mean, doing research is just like it's a
Yeah.
lot, and we didn't have like people that we were
I was
paying
gonna say,
to do
like, you don't have, like,
research.
resources
we
or-
did. No, we did have a writer who was doing some research, and we were also supplementing with research.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we were doing research. Our writer Ryan was doing research.
But even he was like, "Whoa, I had no idea how much research there was to do when you start, pouring through."
Oh yeah, it's so much.
all this stuff.
It's so much. But we did it, and it was cool, and I got to learn a lot about some of my favorite artists.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up for today.
Cool.
Any other announcements, T? Is that it?
This whole episode has been sponsored by
Bendigo. Good night, guys.